You've been able to work with some really interesting, very like hardcore wrestlers from like Minoru Suzuki to, I mean, you've had them all. Who has been the most surprising to you that wanted to do the Effie song and dance?
So I have to bring this fellow up who I think Fandango, who when
The
I got to
best.
I've been a Fandango fan since the moment I saw Johnny Curtis in NXT. He's weird. He had the famous line with you that is my favorite, which is "You're not even a real journalism, Renee." And I got to
Dumbass.
meet him in 2015 at an NXT Access. I remember him telling me, he was like, "You're jacked. You should wrestle." I was like, "I do wrestle." And then we got to wrestle each other in Alabama. And to be in the position I was in, I was like, this is bizarre because he's going, I still have WWE brain. Like I still have Fed brain. What are we going to do? How are we putting this together? We're supposed to be the main event. This is a tournament where there's so many matches. And I got to be casual indie Effie and go like, here's what we're going to do, pal. And sort of guide him back into like, we don't have an agent. We have no time limit as the main. We can do whatever we want. We don't have to do anything if we don't want to. And let's make sure we're enjoying ourselves. And so to kind of see that transformation of like, I'm used to fighting for what I want. I'm used to having to take the direction to get the spot, to get on TV, to get in front of people.
Mhm.
Now you're the focus. The people are here to see you. Whatever you do will work as long as you can make it work. And we're both professional athletes. Let's go do it. And I've sort of said that there's an Effy Epiphany that happens, and I've seen it happen. I don't want to like name everybody's name, but I'm going to kind of go through a few so you get this.
Please.
Jeff Jarrett, Cardona,
Yes.
PCO, Jimmy Jacobs, Fandango, Minoru Suzuki, where I don't have the background of like, oh, we know he worked at Ring of Honor, he worked at NXT, he worked at Impact, we know his thing in this, we know he's safe. There's a little bit of an outlaw unsafeness to me existing. I know I'm soft and kind and gay, but I'm also hardcore and crazy, and I talk a lot of shit. And so there's this little bit of apprehension when we get in. And I made it a mission to go, I want to make sure when I'm getting these moments and getting these matches that Effie is still in this match. It's not just, oh, thank you so much for this opportunity to stand next to you and do your moves. Effie is in this match. And so I have to sometimes approach things with my Mark brain turned off. I have to turn it off completely. Like I remember sort of like having to lambaste Jeff Jarrett a little bit because he wanted to do some things that I was not going to have happen and I was not going to let happen. And you're going, this is bizarre right now that I'm holding the line to Jeff Jarrett and telling him what he's going to do. But if I don't, I'm not going to get the product I want and I'm not going to get the experience I want. And after they finish working with me, they get the moment where they let it out and they're like, that was fun. That was enjoyable. The people loved it. Or you get that moment in the middle of the ring, which this one's way more powerful, where you know we're planning to do something and it's just really loud and the people are into it and they're excited and they take a second because they just feel it. And you go, yeah, we did that together.
Yeah.
You didn't think this was going to happen. You thought this was going to be a task. Jeff Jarrett famously said, where's Epi? He was calling me Epi the first time before we met. Where's Epi? Where's Epi at? And, you know, when that's your starting point with someone who you're supposed to be in a 50-50 feud with, you got a little work to do.
Sure.
But approaching everything with, we're professional humans. We are both regular people. I know there's a storied history, but right now and in this moment, it's Effie and you, and we've got to both make it look good.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's God, Jeff Jarrett. The stuff you guys did together was amazing.
I have to
really
brag on
great.
myself now that he ran back to Vince, and maybe we're doing a Memphis storyline where this goes longer, but I think I deserve one more match. I was at the top of the mountain, the top of the king of the mountain, Jeff Jarrett. I did not die to the guitar shot that happened in the Hammerstein Ballroom. I no-sold a guitar shot. I've never seen it done from Jeff Jarrett before. And second, I took the stroke, the famous Jeff Jarrett move, with a guitar around my neck. I've never seen it done before. Everybody tried to talk me out of it because it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
But I said, I have to have this moment because as you all know, they said, how was Jeff Jarrett? I said, I got the full Jeff Jarrett experience. I got to fight him. I got to lose to him, and I got to have him decide to change the finish halfway through a show. So what are you going to do? You got to get the full Jeff Jarrett. And when you look back on the memoir, you go, oh yeah, he got me too. You know, like me and Vince have that in common now.
I love that. Okay, so why the reason, well, not why the reason, but is there a part of you that does want to eventually sign with the WWE, with an AEW? I know that you have purposefully not signed anywhere. Will that ever change, or are you going to stay in your lane doing things your way?
Well, I think anything can change. And here's what I have learned is sometimes I think I know everything. I don't always know everything. And as I have grown and gotten in front of more people, as the sort of distribution of Effie has become a little easier, it's very easy to stand on top of a mountain and go like, I'll never help anyone or work for anyone. But when you start understanding sort of the collaboration process of putting together a TV show, of wanting to put out a good product, of people helping people and people coming up with ideas, it sort of sounds like something I could get addicted to. But and here's where I like pat my back and go like, I'm doing it, Renee. Um, I have a voice role on Netflix coming out soon. I am
Oh my gosh,
entering
that's amazing.
a new ether where I'm going to be a part of a show as a main cast member for, I believe, going into the second season. And this is something that like I shouldn't have been able to accomplish because I'm an outlaw wrestler out here, just like working in bingo halls. So every time I get to the point where I'm like, this would be a lot easier if you just had the paycheck every week, you could take direction, you could do your 6 minutes and go home. I also understand that like at 32 right now, I'm physically in the best shape I've ever been in. I can go in the ring. I can do any kind of match you want. I'm going to have the match I want to have because I know it will work, but I don't want to miss out on a time where I always feel like I'm the main event, even if I'm 5 minutes. I always feel like I'm the main event if I'm in control. And right now, I don't want to sit around and go like, I could probably do that Kenny Omega match too. I could be in that role. I could be in that place, but having to wait my turn. And it is a little selfish because right now, anybody who hires me, I'm going to come in and they're going to go, just be Effy, it works. And there's a little bit of a laziness to that because sometimes it's good to fight the direction. Sometimes it's good to see if you can handle someone else's assignment instead of just making up your own. I think as I continually challenge myself and learn more and do more, I'm kind of throwing all possibilities out the window.
Yeah.
But I do think that, if you're not someone who has historically been a part of a bigger company, if you're not someone who has laurels you can rest on and bring to them with statistical data about how well you've done in other places, it is hard to make the case to be worth as much as you're worth. And so, yeah, I've got to get the shovel out every day and do the digging, but whatever gold I find is all mine. And sharing the gold when you can see the gold, it makes sense. You're seeing the gold, but I don't know what's buried still. And I don't know when that time will come. I have always joked that like Effie's not hireable right now, but Taylor Gibson will be happy to do some under the table PR work for you because there are places where there are weak lines. And being a PR person, some people think it's just do the communication when it's done.
Yeah.
Being a PR person is thinking of every up thing that's going to happen and already having a plan in front of it and stopping it before it becomes a problem. And a lot of that reactionary thinking that is big for PR and wrestling, and this happened and now we have to explain it. If you can get in front of these things, I think a lot of these TV companies would have a way better time than worrying about, well, if this gets out or if they find out this or this. There are things that could make this industry a lot better that I think a lot of times we're scared to step on toes. We don't want to talk to the boss man. We don't want to piss anybody off. I'm happy to piss everybody off because in my mind, I'm correct. And it's at least worth a try. So yeah, I think there's a space for me, whether it is performing in ring or not, to hopefully help wherever TV goes, but also like, who has cable anymore? This is the new stand. It's all moving to digital streaming services. Yeah. And we're all going to have to get used to that too.